Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Monetise Your Business podcast, which is proudly in partnership with FNB. I'm your host for today, Papa Biz. I'm riding solo today, but I'm quite excited to have this conversation with our guest for today, Gadifele, who is an educator in coaching with public speaking, especially around the youth. So I'm excited to have this conversation with her. Welcome to you to be. I'm so glad to have you.
Thank you so much, Papa Biz. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, no problem. Look, so just before we start, maybe you can just let us and the audience know a little bit more about yourself, where you're from, and how do you find yourself sitting here?
So first and foremost, I am a multi-potentialite.
Okay.
I am a mom of two beautiful teens,
Okay.
and I am a partner to Mr. K for the past 21 years now.
21?
Yeah.
Sure. Well done.
It hasn't been easy.
It never is. Come on.
Yeah, and because of that, I've also published a book, Love Lives Here, talking about the secret sauce to a happy relationship. So I teach people in relationships how to be in relationships.
Oh, so you're author as well?
I'm an author as well.
Okay.
Hence multi-potentialite.
Okay.
So I have lots of skills and talents that I make sure that I make use of them. So I'm not shy to use all the skills that I have.
Okay.
That's a little bit about me.
Okay, and just take us a little bit back to before we find you out. Where did you grow up? Just a little bit about your upbringing.
Okay. So my story, I am over 40, so my story is very long.
Okay.
Got this. Okay. So I am from Northwest Province and I came to Johannesburg 2000.
Where in the Northwest?
In Mafikeng.
Okay.
It's in a small village called Dibate.
Okay.
So I went to school, in my high school, I was taught English in Setswana, in Venek, and I am very proud of that story. I'll tell you why. And then 2004, I then came to Johannesburg. So growing up back at home, I wanted to have a mentor. So there are things that I wanted to achieve, but didn't know how to go about that. And I then just grew up and came to Johannesburg because now I'm looking for greener pastures. And when I got to Johannesburg, I found a job and I also found a man.
Okay.
And
that's quite a combo.
It was a combo. Yeah, so it was exciting journey, and I then had two unplanned beautiful kids.
Okay.
It's very important that I mention unplanned because I work with youth. So I had the kids and then I was working, and in my world, when you're looking at me, you would think that, oh, she's got a job, she's got a man, she has kids, she's got all figured out. But I think I was the most unhappiest person.
Really?
Yeah. Because I wasn't fulfilled. Yes, I've got kids, I've got a husband, but I'm not fulfilled. There's something that I really wanted to do with my life. What? I don't know. And then I embarked on a self-development journey, 2016. I joined Toastmasters.
I love Toastmasters.
Do you?
I love Toastmasters. I've done that also for many, many years. And that's brilliant.
You did it and then you stopped, or you are still one of us?
Yeah, so still participating here, but life's gotten a bit more difficult. There was a period, very heavily involved in Toastmasters. And for those who are not aware, maybe you can tell us a bit more about that.
Okay. So it's more like a cult.
Listen to this person.
So once you are there, well, for me, I am addicted to it.
Okay.
So I've been a member since 2016.
Okay.
Now it's 2025. I'm still a member. And when I joined, I was timid and I didn't believe in myself. I didn't have confidence. I joined and I did my first speech, icebreaker. I was standing like this and I just wanted the world to
Swallow you, eh?
Because I was so terrified. But I got feedback saying, you know what, you're not as bad as you're thinking. These are the things that you can work on and these are the things that you are doing well. So that gave me confidence to say, okay, there are things that I am actually a little bit good at. I just need to hone those things that I already have. So that gave me confidence, 2016. And that's when I started my first business because I thought, oh, okay, I can do this. And then I started my first business, the cleaning company. But prior to starting the cleaning business, I had the idea to start the business 2007.
Okay.
That's when I fell pregnant with my daughter. And I wanted someone to help me in the house without me having to vet the person, without me having to go through the CVs but I struggle to find the person.
Because it's a bit a challenge, because now this person is coming into your home and your child and energies,
Yeah, and you need to be comfortable with them. You need to trust them. You need to know where they're coming from, what they're all about. When you watch the TikTok videos, you see this
There's some
aunties,
horror stories, eh?
Yeah, so I was scared of that, but I didn't have the confidence to start that business. Only in 2016, that's when I got the courage to then start my Get More Cleaning services. And then when I started, it was a placement. So I was helping the ladies find jobs. I was finding the homeowners find people that they can trust, because I would now do interviews, make sure that I vet those people before I place them. But like we all know, when you're in business, you need to make money.
Yeah.
So that was not the part that was making money. So I evolved and I stopped doing the placements. Then I grew the business to now doing this. I specialize in deep cleaning, whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial. So the business has been evolving. So that's what I started.
I think it's quite interesting where, often when one will start and then it's an idea and then you're seeing that, hey, but I'm hitting some roadblocks here and this is not making sense. Some people get stuck in that place. What allowed you to quickly be able to find a different way to move forward? Where do you think that came from?
I think it's the confidence. When you have confidence, you are able to now do whatever that you would like to do.
Okay.
So if I didn't have the confidence, I think I would have given up. But I had the confidence to ask questions when I needed to ask. So in Toastmasters, I found mentors. There are people that are in business. And then when I get stuck, I would go ask, can you please help me with this? How do I go around solving these challenges? So if you have a mentor, it is easier for one to maneuver life. Okay. I believe in mentorship with all my heart.
No, mentorship, it's a key role. I mean, we run also a mentorship club with different entrepreneurs just to be able to mentor and that we can all lift up from where we currently are finding ourselves in. And interestingly, when you talk about Toastmasters and that journey, is just that self-discovery. I mean, I recall, you're taking me back now. I recall, I think I was 10 years of age. And we had a speaking engagement, reading out poetry. So I was selected from the school to now go and read out poetry. It's a public speaking event. And I recall getting there, and then my father was supposed to be there as well. And this lady went in front of me. What was her name? Mahriki or something like that. And this girl delivered, because now we're in English school, now it's Afrikaans school there. And she delivered, it was unbelievable. Like, it was completely flawless. And I stood there thinking, how do you follow that? And I got onto the stage next after that, and I completely froze.
Oh gosh, that has happened.
And I just stood there, and the whole world was, I couldn't utter a word. And one of the teachers eventually came onto the stage to help me walk.
Shame, man, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And I just remember that, and I was crying and sitting there afterwards, and my father came later, 20 minutes later, and I think the teacher had explained what had happened. And he came to me, and I was just sitting there crying. And he said, they said that you were afraid of the people. What did you think they were going to do?
That's a good question, actually. Hey, that's a good question.
And he just looked at me in amazement, and he hugged me and whatever. And I just remembered going through that thinking, I never want to be in a position where I can't speak. And when you talk about this journey with Toastmasters, it's just such a nice journey where it's helped you step by step, going through all the different ways on how to speak, whether it's short term or long term. And then you build confidence and your network, and you're able to get mentors, as you explained,
100%, right? 100%. So as I'm now in Toastmasters 2017, I realized that, you know what, I wished I knew what I have learned in Toastmasters at a young age. And unfortunately, I couldn't find anywhere to learn that. So then I decided that I am now going to be a mentor that I never had. So that's how the Future Leaders Academy was now born.
Okay.
Because now I want to be the mentor to these young people, to say to them, you can achieve it, just go out and do it. But how do I do it? I don't know how to do it, but I just want to teach, right? And I started. And again, I was all over the place. Like when I started the cleaning company, I started with this, but now I need to get to the next level. So when I started 2017, I was just saying, I'm teaching public speaking, I'm all over the place, and just come and then leave the kids here. And then 2023, I then developed a curriculum to say, these are the things that we're going to focus on when we're teaching. Then the company now has evolved. We have a curriculum. It's a 12 weeks curriculum.
Oh, wow.
When the kids come there, they know, okay, not kids as such, they like 13 to 25.
Okay.
They know what they are in for and how long they're going to be there for.
Okay.
Very structured.
And why did you decide to target that age group?
Because I was unhappy when I was working, remember? And when I was young, I wanted to have a mentor. Then I started working. Now, when I'm working, I'm not able to share my ideas. I'm not able to just say what I want to say when we have meetings. Not because I don't want to, but because I don't know how to. And I don't know how to articulate myself because I'm not confident. So now I target these people because this is the chance that they have to maybe get promotions because they know how to articulate themselves. So if you don't know how to articulate yourself, if you are not confident, you miss opportunities. And then when you're young, you've got a lot of ideas, but how do you bring them to life? So I teach them how to bring the ideas to life. I teach them how to articulate themselves when they are in the office. That is why I chose that age gap.
And it's interesting because I've also find sometimes, especially when I was in corporate before, you'd find people where you're almost taking it back to the education system, where for us, a lot of the times, we're not educating to speak up and just share and things like that, especially if there's people of authority. You sit and you just listen. Then you get into the corporate world or the opportunities are coming and they want you to speak. And you think, hey,
and you're like, hey,
what do you mean I must speak?
You're not talking about that.
And then you just see Yaku's just speaking, over Varesh is just speaking and carrying on. Like, where do you guys get this thing from?
Talking about that, it actually reminds me of my late dad, Shaman. So he was telling us that at work, he used to work for ShopRite and he was asked to be the supervisor. And he said no to being the supervisor because he was thinking, what am I going to say to people? What are people going to say to me? So you see, the lack of confidence makes us lose opportunities.
Okay.
So it's very important for young people to know that, yes, I've got a voice and I can say what I want to say and say it respectfully.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
And how have you found this experience now with this academy? Tell me a bit more about it. How do you market? How do you find clients and things like that?
Oh, I love this academy. It makes me not sleep at night, not because I'm stressed, but because I am so excited about the opportunities. So, like I said, it's a 12 weeks program. So when the kids come there, you know Toastmasters, so you would obviously understand what I'm talking about. So when they come, we teach them how to do an icebreaker, their first speech. Then they get feedback from there.
But the audience doesn't know what is an icebreaker.
No, so the thing is, it's a school, we are not teaching in front of the audience.
Okay.
So I have a class, I have like 15 people, kids that I teach at one go, and they learn how to deliver this kind of speeches, an icebreaker. The second one that we teach then is an informative speech. They go research a topic of their choice, and then they come deliver a speech.
Okay.
To give you an example, one of the students said that they want to be a neurosurgeon when they grow up, and they went to research about the brain. They came and delivered a speech about the brain. So whatever that they are keen to learn, they will go research and then deliver a speech on that. And then I then teach demonstration speech.
Okay.
This is where they now learn how to do PowerPoint presentation, how they learn to do video. You know, I've seen
at that age already?
Yes, I've seen people doing PowerPoint, and you know, if they say death by PowerPoint, people put so much words into the slides, and I'm teaching the future leaders, that's not how you do the presentation. Now imagine a 24-year-old at work, and then they have to do a presentation. They're part of the future leaders. They're going to nail it because they know how to do it, right? And then fast forward, we do special occasion speeches, we do informative, we do inspiring speeches. My personal favorite, how to start a business.
Oh, wow.
We brainstorm business ideas. We bring those business ideas to life. We do marketing strategy, and then we do how to market yourself as well. So that's
very important, eh?
I know, right? I know. That's why I'm doing it. It's very important. So they then bring all these business ideas to life. I am currently talking about future leader Sibatle. She's teaching coding. She is Coding. She's 13 years old. So she's done coding, and now she loves teaching it. So her target market is 9 to 14 years old. I teach them, now you are in business. Who are you looking for? Tell us your audience. Who's going to help you market? She's got her mom, she's got her dad, she's got me, she's got another community. We are the ones that are helping her market because it's possible. So this is the skills that I'm teaching them, that don't sit with the idea, let's bring it to life, and then you can make money out of it. So she has had her first clientele where she charged. Now she's going to do the next one.
At 13?
At 13. amazing. Like, it gives me so much joy to talk about my future leaders, because I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see you guys grow, because wow, So yeah, that's what future leaders actually do. And the other ones, there's another one. Okay, very young. She is starting, what does she call it? Brain Master Academy.
Okay.
So she teaches maths.
Okay.
She teaches maths, and she says 4 to 11 years old.
Oh, wow,
She
okay.
teaches them maths. So I'm like, yeah, you can teach them. The parents will pay you. And it's actually impressive that you are teaching younger than you. The more you teach is the more you get to learn as well. So those small ideas that we're thinking that it doesn't really matter, the future leaders are making money out of it.
Wow. And what I'm seeing, I mean, this is highly impactful, because a lot of the work that we do with, entrepreneurs, a lot of the times, when I look at, of course, we can give strategies and different tactics to go about to grow, but often where we often start is around mindset, because we can see the way that this individual thinks about business and growing. Sometimes it's coming from a standpoint where, people must come and support you or things like that. And that's not really how, a business works. And with the type of work that you're talking about here, you're actually working with young people from a young age, getting that mindset actually to be correct, which is highly impactful.
It is. So now you're saying the audience don't know icebreaker. So now when we get to the 12th week, that's when now the audience comes in and now see what we have done.
Okay.
But before we get to the 12th week, when we get to the 11th week, we then teach them how to do planning and organizing.
Okay.
Because now they plan their event, which is the graduation. So they need to know how to invite people, how to create the poster to invite people, which venue we're going to use for the graduation, what's going to be on the table, what are the guests going to eat. So they plan all of that. Then the 12th week, we invite parents, we invite friends, we invite families to now come see the newly developed skills.
Newly developed.
Yes. So they will be now delivering their speeches. But now when they're delivering their speeches, we need an MC. We need someone to be our timekeeper, right? So they learn how to do that. So that's how they learn leadership skills. Because now as a MC, you are the president in the meeting.
Of course.
Now you're taking over the meeting, you lead your staff. And then as a vice president, you'll be like the timekeeper. So that's how they then learn their leadership skills.
Okay.
And then there would be even a secretary. So during each meeting, they take notes of what's happening. Next week, they must come now tell us what happened at the next meeting, at the last meeting. Then they give the secretary report. As they're doing that, everyone else is listening, and then they need to say, okay, we adopt the minutes, or maybe you missed something. So those are the things that we do incorporate, but we are not taught. We learn them when we get there. So as they get there, they will be ready for the roles.
Okay.
So this is now what set them apart, because now they know how to do this before they even start working, and chances of them being promoted, chances of them being confident are very high. So yeah, that's what we.
And then, so I mean, just tell us, I mean, how has the experience been? With entrepreneurship, it's different peaks and troughs and so on. What type of challenges have you experienced as you've been growing this?
Hey, guy. Not making money. Not making money is a challenge. Is a challenge. But when you are doing what you do because you love it, even if you're not making money, you continue doing whatever that you're doing. So sometimes I don't get paid, especially in the cleaning. When it's winter season, it gets very quiet. Right.
Yeah, especially with winter. I mean, that was one of the big things that I was completely unprepared for when we went into business, is that there's different seasons, and sometimes when you've gone through a very good season and then now there's no business, you're wondering, what am I supposed to do? Must I reduce prices? Must I do more adverts? Or like, what on earth is going on here? And it can be very frustrating and very demoralizing.
Yes.
Yeah, demoralizing.
Yeah, I've seen, I think people quit their businesses because maybe there's not maybe passion, maybe there's no purpose. And when you're not making money, what's the point of you staying in the business? But if you are led by purpose and passion, even if you're not making money, that quiet time, it's the admin time. So now when it's quiet, I am now preparing for summer. There are things that I'm doing in the background to prepare for summer. For example, my supervisor will be training new staff that when we get busy in in summer, then we've got enough people to
Wonderful. You see there.
So there's admin. That's admin time. I consider it admin time when it's quiet. When the future leaders, when they graduated, and I'm waiting for the next cohort, I am working on doing admin to prepare for the next cohort. So the quiet time for me, it's the time that I now work on my strategies. I work on the next step. What am I going to do? How can I franchise the business? What can I do for the
franchise? Yes, I like that.
I'm getting there. Yeah. So this is the time when it's quiet. I'm working on all the next steps for the business. So quiet time is actually good. It's not bad. Yeah.
Because I mean, even when you're looking into it, you start off with something, and then it's growing a little bit. It looks like it's making some sense, and then it's doing better. And then now you're starting to even think, about franchising. That's so interesting. So where do you see this all going when you picture this vision for yourself?
I see future leaders being like Toastmasters, being an international organization for young people, and more on a business side. So I'm a member of BNI as well. So I love how...
What's BNI?
BNI is Business Networking International.
Okay.
It's more like a Toastmasters, but for business people.
Okay.
So we meet there on a weekly basis. In Toastmasters, we meet fortnightly. So there I meet my fellow BNI members. I teach them what I do in my business. When they are out and about doing their job, they then help me find business. I do the same for them. So that's what BNI is. So it's a franchise, and anyone can buy a BNI franchise. However, you need to know the system. You need to have money to buy the franchise. So that's where I see future leaders. I see it as BNI and Toastmasters. It's going to be like BNI in a sense that it's a franchise. Young people can buy the franchise and have their own academy where they can teach. Because currently, I have kids in Durban that I'm teaching, and I'm teaching them online. When I'm done with those kids, I want them to be able to say, I also can do this. I can run this business. They buy the franchise, and then they can teach in Durban.
Wow.
And then we can do the same for all other areas. So that's how I envision the future leaders.
Oh, wonderful. I mean, that's so great, because the way I look at it, I mean, it's impacting not just yourself and the group that you're working with, but even looking to grow it on a much bigger scale. And that's just so good to see. I think, on this point, I'd like to ask if there's, any advice that you can give, other aspiring entrepreneurs, especially those who are watching at home.
Yeah, I have a message for our fellow entrepreneurs. And if my kids are watching this, they're going to say, oh, not again, Mama.
No, we want to hear. We want to hear.
So I am inspired by death.
Okay.
And I always say to people that don't be scared to die. Just make death your inspiration, in a sense that it's something that you cannot run away from. We're going to die anyway. But now when you get there, when you look back, what do you want to see? Do you want to see fear? Do you want to see unfulfilled dreams? Or do you want to look back and say, wow, I really tried? So for me, when I look back, I want to say, you know what? I am coming to you, God, and I'm coming to you empty, because everything that I had inside, I am leaving it here on the earth to make the world a better place than I found it. So if you use death as an inspiration, you can achieve so many things, because whether you are scared, whether you are fearful, whether you are happy, you're not going to change the fact that you're going to die, right? So use that as your inspiration. That will help you not to be even succumb to peer pressure. That will help you also to just live authentically, so use death as inspiration.
Wow, that's very powerful.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing that. In looking back, just in terms of the conversation, I mean, some of the things that I've picked up is just the importance of being able to start, because sometimes people don't start because they want the whole picture. And what I've heard from your story is, starting, and after starting, you realize, hey, I need to make these changes. I need to make changes here just to be able to grow the business on a fulfilling manner. And I think the other thing that I've picked up from you as well is also the importance of mentors and networking. I've seen that you're very deliberate with that, so that even when there were challenges that you experienced, you actually leaned on those mentors that were actually within your network to be able to help and guide you. And it's something so important. There's a lot of times, people are discussing and they're not sure where to get mentors, how, and you've been actually very deliberate about growing that network, and by investing there, there's points where you can then tap into that network for assistance.
Yeah.
So
Can
thanks.
you allow me to just so it's important to start with where you are, with what you have. So when I started the cleaning, I started with a bucket, a broom, a mop, and handy Andy in my house.
Wow.
And my lady got into a taxi and went to a client.
Sure.
So that's how I started, with nothing, with what I had. And now I have a supervisor, I've got a trailer, I've got washing machine, I've got the carpet cleaning machines.
Sure.
I now have things. But if I had to wait to get all of those things, I wouldn't be where I am today.
100%.
Same applies with the Future Leaders Academy. I didn't have a curriculum when I started, but I knew I had an idea that I wanted to start. It was all over the place. And with time, it will obviously evolve and it will get better than where it is now. So it's important to start with what you have, where you are. If not now, then when?
No, I love it. And I love the Future Leaders business and the impact that it's actually making. It'll be good to see, just even going forward, just mapping out the trajectory for the leaders that are already within the program. So that's very good. Thanks. And thank you so much for sharing your time with us. And so, so this brings us to the end of the podcast, Monetize Your Business podcast, which we are proud to be in partnership with FNB. As you know, with the program, as we roll out, we're going through different communities across South Africa. Do make sure to follow us on social media to see which community will be visiting next, and make sure to also participate and share this content with those that can benefit. And once again, thank you so much for having come through and sharing your journey with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it too.
Okay, no problem. Okay, everybody, that's it for today. Thank you and have a good day.